question to you is basically, can you survive another change in your organization? I'm not talking about being laid off. Well, maybe that could be one of the ways of thinking about it. Maybe there's an exchange, a new way of investing in the company, changing the budget from project A to project B. Maybe they are cutting a lot of products and projects to invest more on AI. It can be many reasons why a company is changing or why a company is being transformed, going to agile transformation, financial transformation. It can be a digital transformation. So many things can make a business change, of course. The problem is when this is happening all the time, right? And we have this interesting data from the Society for Human Resource Management. They've served more than 2,000 professionals in more than and this in many countries. And this report is saying that 72% of those professionals have higher expectations of their employers than ever before. So the expectations to grow is high, but they are, if I take the number here, only 27% believe that with all the changes happening right now, the companies is doing or executing their strategy in a good way, managing the change in a good way, and therefore they could see opportunities coming for them in the coming years. So see how relevant this data is. I will repeat for you. Okay, 72% say they are very motivated to be engaged with their companies for the future, but only 27% are seeing opportunities coming because the business is changing quite fast. Now, let's reflect about this, connected with a few more data, okay? Because right now we are living in a moment that Deloitte and Oxford are calling a change exhaustion moment for the workers. Basically, what it means. People are seeing that the company is changing all the time, changing how they invest, what is the strategy is, what the main goal for the company is, how they are going to organize themselves to work with AI, how they are organizing their ways of working. So things are changing so fast that people are not being able to react in a good way for that. So they are getting tired. And it is not tired because they have more to do or just because they have different things to do all the time, but because they don't know what to expect from the company that they're working with. And this number from Deloitte is quite relevant. 1/3 of workers faced 15 or more significant change in the past year. Very relevant number. I know I'm repeating myself here, but it's a very relevant number. And those changes, they have a direct impact on the mental ability of people to concentrate and keep their motivations high. Because if for the previous year, you had so many changes that are maybe making you work with different manager, making you work in a different team, a new focus, a new project, and you don't feel that for the next 3 months you are going to keep your scope of work that you have right now, it creates a tension and some anxiety for the workers, and they start losing the trust in their companies. Gartner and Deloitte in their reports, they are saying the same thing. The human cost of acceleration is being externalized and is starting to be a problem for many organizations around the world. Never before we had so many cases of burnouts and issues related to psychological problems for workers, especially for knowledge workers. And here I want to be careful, by the way, and make them the warn, because there is no direct connection between those two datas. Okay, and I normally don't like when people start taking like data from a report A, looking to the report B, and start making connections to force a correlation between those things. I know that Taleb would hate that as well, so I will not do it here. But with that consideration explained before I bring my point is, I really have a hard time to don't see that it could be connected, or at least raise the hypothesis that all these fast changes, all this accelerated environment that we are living right now and we're living for the past 10 or more years, if they are not of somehow connected with how people are increasing their kind of mental problems and being so tired and having burnout, and they need to stop working for a while to just to recover their brains. Again, there is no direct causation. If there is something, by the way, being researched on that, I would love to read. By the way, if you know about it, let me know in the comments. But here I will just guess, okay? And I want to make clear because I want to be very transparent and honest during our conversations. What is a fact? What is a data? And what is just a guess or an opinion? In this case, it's a guess. I'm guessing here, so I want to be transparent about that. But back to the reflection, I want to ask you, how are you feeling right now with all those changes? Because I want to remind you, I know that you don't need me to remind you about that, but I want to remind you still that your career is your career. Your career is not responsibility of your manager. It is not responsibility of your company. It is not responsibility of anyone outside or beside you. You are the one responsible. You are the one who act. You are the one who take decisions. Sometimes you are tired and you are afraid. We are living a moment of global wars, global crisis. A few years ago, we had a pandemic. So I know that many people are afraid or fearing doing job change at this point. We talk about that in another video about job hugging. People are hugging to their jobs because they are concerned about the world out there. But still, you can be afraid. You can maybe protect your job, but still remember that your career is your responsibility. And all those changes happening in the business, that's another reminder, they are happening everywhere right now. If you step back a little bit from the moment we are living itself and look back to the past, we had many moments where the curve of change started to accelerate quite fast, and then it came back to a normal pace, and then it started to accelerate again. But I know also that for the previous 20 years, this curve is quite going high for a long time because we had the internet revolution, and then we start working on this digital revolution, and now we have more technology coming, and we have remote work, and we have so many things happening at the same time, even more now with AI. But of course, things tend to come back to normal when it comes to technologies and acceleration, no matter what kind of technology it is. Okay. And finally, I want to invite you, and this is a reminder also for thinking about all the learnings that you can and maybe you should take from those moments. When you do a lot of acceleration programs in a company, you have the chance to work with so many different aspects of the business. You see that you are being transformed from a more traditional work to a digital work, and then your company is now being transformed to doing finance in this way, and now we're doing that way. And then it's the same with the ways of working. Previously, you work in a more traditional environment, and maybe now you're working in a agile environment with teams spread all over the world. So you have a big chance to also learn a lot from that. And I think this is one of the advantage that I'm trying to see because I'm also impacted. I know I'm reflecting with you. I'm not reflecting for or to you. I'm reflecting with you here. And one thing that I'm trying to bring to myself with a very positive mindset is that I never learned so much and so fast how I'm learning right now in this moment of things changing so fast. 3 years ago, I was not working in so many AI projects, and now every single project that I work have some kind of AI technology and some new technology and some new ways of doing analytics and some new ways of doing software development. So there's always a lot we can learn if we look with a positive mindset to that. And I invite you to think in that way as well. But let me know in the comments how you are feeling about those changes, because I respect if you are tired, and I respect if you're not living a good moment right now because of all those changes in your organization.